Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. As I've been mentioning, it's going to be really hard not to do anything political these next 2 weeks. I will attempt to go down the middle, not here to make any enemies, not here to tick anyone off, not here to tell you who to vote for. I'm just here to tell you, you should vote. Vote for somebody, please. So I'll pick my spots and try and stay on the silly side of things. And I will remind you, we have a daily political podcast called Ballot. That is nothing but snark if you want to check that out. I haven't done a late night recap in a bit, so let's see what they're up to. Jimmy Fallon noted that Trump canceled a Tuesday event that would have been titled Make America Healthy Again. Fallon said, tough to make America healthy again when you were just making them French fries a day ago. To make up for the cancellation, Trump had his doctor write a note and said that America is in perfect shape and weighs 215 pounds. Seth Meyers, Trump told reporters, I love McDonald's, I love jobs, I like to see good jobs. Seth said, wow, I realize if you replace I with me, Trump has the same vocabulary as Cookie Monster. Me love McDonald's, me love jobs. Colbert points out there's only one Taco Tuesday left before Election Day, and you should savor it because if Trump wins, he's pretty sure Project 2025 outlaws tacos. Elon Musk said on Saturday that he would give $1 million per day to a randomly chosen registered Pennsylvania voter who signs an online petition. Michael Costa, hosting The Daily Show, said Elon is so rich he bought Twitter just to drive it into the ground for his own personal pleasure. And now he's thinking, well, what if I did the same with America? Costa, again, I know what you're thinking right now. How could Republicans sink so low? And also, can I sink low enough to register for this? Reports are that Trump will do Joe Rogan's podcast. They will record it on Friday, supposedly. That will be a big deal. Whatever you feel about either Trump or Rogan, that will be a big deal. Theo Vaughn had J.D. Vance on Tuesday's episode. I just noticed this myself, haven't listened to it yet, and I haven't seen a recap from a non-political website. There's some poll quotes with JD talking, issues and stuff. I don't want to go there. I'm sure Theo probably had a silly conversation with him at some point. So when I find a recap of that, I will share it. Dave Chappelle has announced a tour. Killer Mike will be on tour with Dave Chappelle. The shows go on sale Friday, 10 a.m. Get online. One of the shows, Madison Square Garden, November 21st. I'm not going because I like my cell phone more than I like Dave's comedy. Switching from Killer Mike to Deacon Mike, Dave Chappelle was in Cleveland on Saturday. Cleveland is the home of Deacon Mike and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They inducted a Tribe Called Quest. No, not Deacon Mike. Deacon Mike had nothing to do with inducting a Tribe Called Quest. Chappelle and the Rock Hall of Fame did. Chappelle gave a lengthy speech. Part of it, he said, it's an honor to induct this next band into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Years ago, in a tough time in my life, I read a Chinese proverb that changed my life. And the proverb said that the best meal you can cook is made with ingredients that you already have. I like that. And this proverb reminds me of hip-hop. And this proverb reminds me, in particular, of Tribe. Because Tribe was born out of friendship. Being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's not something that a black kid in New York in 1985 would ever imagine or dream of. And I don't believe that was ever the point of a Tribe Called Quest. And they met on a train. They met at school. They played basketball together. They played around and run with each other. And the first thing they had was each other as friends. Switching over to Gossip Corner, there was an after party. Dave Chappelle was there. Party was at Cleveland's House of Blues on the second floor. Chappelle surprised guests by jumping on stage and did a concert, a music concert. Chappelle was backed by a jazz band. Dave sang R&B and hip-hop classics interspersed with jokes. Chappelle asked the crowd to shut off their phones. The crowd dispersed at 4 a.m. with bags filled with warm donuts. Have you seen Hasan Minhaj's new special? I haven't gotten to it yet. I've seen 2 interviews, one with the in-house Netflix and one with the LA Times. I wonder why he's either laying low or Netflix didn't blow this one out. Very interesting to me as a watcher of such things. The LA Times was curious, did the fallout from the New Yorker article cause Hasan to change the way he approached writing and performing the special? Minhaj said, no, I already put out a 21-minute video about what had happened. I showed the receipts and the material of things that I provided that didn't get included in the article. So it was kind of entered into the public record, and that allowed me to say, hey, if you want to go discuss, talk about, or litigate, there's a whole deep dive on it, tape, emails, receipts, all there, beat by beat by beat. Now we can just focus on this piece of work. I get to approach this hour as its own unique individual piece of work. Maybe other comedians would have tried to integrate it into the show. So I talk about this, I don't have to make that calculation. It's a dorky controversy. It's not even a good one. I didn't bang a porn star. I didn't diddle a boy. I got caught embellishing for dramatic effect. Same crime your aunt is guilty over Thanksgiving. New topic, good line from Hassan. For the longest time, culture and the framing of the American cultural narrative has existed in a black-white dichotomy, but there's this third thing in America called Bejistan, which is like Indians, Latinos, Filipinos, Arabs, and wherever Bruno Mars is from. LA Times, after the article came out, were you concerned that other comics might pull back on artistic license in their work to avoid the same kind of scrutiny? Minhaj, I'm going to be honest, the fact-checking thing happened to me. I don't think it's going to happen to other comedians at large. I think it was a conversation point for that period of time. Sometimes you'll get a good review. Sometimes you'll get a bad review. Sometimes a gig breaks your way. Sometimes it doesn't. Kind of shakes out. All right, if you need something to watch, Angela Johnson Reyes' Technically Not Stalking debuts on the 800-Pound Gorilla's YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Central Time. Jimmy O Yang, a favorite of mine, stars in Hulu's Interior Chinatown. The trailer's out, and the show follows Willis, who's a background character trapped in a police procedural called Black and White. Willis goes through the motions of his on-screen job, waiting tables, dreaming about a world beyond Chinatown, and aspiring to be the lead of his own story. When Willis inadvertently becomes a witness to a crime, he begins to unravel a criminal web in Chinatown while discovering his own family's buried history and what it feels like to be in the spotlight. 10 episodes, out on Hulu November 19th. Adam Ray is getting a Netflix special, also out November 19th, so we'll be busy that day. Netflix calls Untitled Special a one-of-a-kind comedy show featuring celebrity guests, crowd work, and outrageous hijinks. Anna Gadsby told the New York Post, I'm not saying anything cruel. Often a criticism of Taylor Swift or Barbie's misogynistic, and that's not how I'm coming. It's more of a playful, I don't fit in. There's a few little textures, but I don't think anything that makes so much money off us should be uninterrogated. Yeah, like that time Taylor Swift almost murdered Joe Coy's career over this innocent joke. Let's listen.
As you know, we came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift.
Listen, Scott Beckett, show's a little short today. I had a bad 10 seconds there, okay? It's funny. It's a good bit. People like it. Anna says, my purpose isn't to tear anything down. It's just to shift people's perspective slightly, and then they go home and have something to chew on. I don't think I have that much power to do anything, so it always bemuses me when people take me so seriously to the point that they feel anger. As for their relationship with Netflix, Anna says, I don't know what the relationship with Netflix can possibly be. It's a data farm. They made it quite clear that they stand on the side of absolute freedom of speech and any joke's a fair game. There are no real-world consequences. I just like stirring the pot and shifting a perspective or two. Patton Oswalt with a terrible opinion on Twitter. I hope he was being sarcastic here. He tweeted, what makes season 2 of The Rings of Power, you know, that's the terribly boring Lords of the Ring thing on Amazon that Lords of the Rings fans hate. What makes season 2 of The Rings of Power deeper than season 1 is seeing the orcs mourn their dead, struggle to find a home in the world, and worry about their families. Makes the battle sequences more exciting and heartbreaking. They're not just a faceless horde. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Lords of the Rings fans. Now, I'm a Star Trek fan, so I feel ya. I won't go off on that tangent. Lily Gladstone and Sharon Stone have joined Mark Maron in the indie comedy In Memoriam. It's the story of a veteran Hollywood actor played by Mark Maron, who becomes obsessed with securing a spot in the Oscars In Memoriam montage after he receives a terminal cancer diagnosis. That's a good role for Maron. That's really good casting. His campaigning leads to a heartfelt journey of self-exploration. Mateo Lane tapes his next special, that one for Hilarious. He's taping it tonight in Santa Monica. And my favorite story of the day, comedian Fern Brady's tour poster under investigation by an advertising watchdog. You see on the poster, she's standing by a stained glass window. Deacon Mike, you're listening? Stained glass window, that's your thing. She says, I give you milk to drink, which happens to be the name of her new comedy tour. The advertising watchdog is investigating following a complaint that it mocks the Christian faith. On social media, Fern Brady wrote, whoever complained about the poster, thanks a lot. And that's your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. If you would like it without ads, a link in the show notes. $5 a month. If you're on Apple, click the banner. First 30 days free trial. You know, try it out. Why not? Why wouldn't you? See you tomorrow.